to let us know how she's doing, the journey she's been through. So let's give a great big Aflac welcome for my policyholder and my dear friend, Toy Kostakis.
Since chemo, I now have to make notes. Who was here last year? New hair. It's attached. I was just thinking about how I started with Aflac, Deb. Like most Aflac policyholders, I started with an accident policy. My mom will tell you that was a really good idea. 2 Februaries ago, I broke my ankle. Aflac paid me $750 for being clumsy, and it pretty much covered all my premiums for that year, and then some. And I thought that was tragic, having a broken ankle, and it was certainly the worst thing I'd ever been through. Crutches were horrible, and then God decided to challenge me a little further. Gonna get on my soapbox a little bit about cancer and diagnosis and how you can help save your own life, and then we're gonna laugh some more. But I knew that I had a lump in my breast. I did everything they tell you to do. I said, hey, what's this? And they scanned it and mammogrammed it and squished it and said it was nothing. So flash forward to May of 2008, and now this nothing is bigger. And they all went, ooh, that's bigger. And I, again, took all the appropriate steps, and I was squished and scanned, and this time they didn't say it was nothing. So I had a ultrasound guided biopsy, a little spooky. And at the same time, I had won a trip to Cancun. Some of you have heard this story. And I was taking my brother on vacation and waiting for my biopsy results. And my brother and I were on the phone, and I said, what if they don't let me go to Cancun? And he said, like every good brother would, I could still go, right? I said, I guess so. He said, well, I'm not a doctor. I can't really help you. I want you to go. So the biopsy results came back benign, and we celebrated. We went to Cancun, we drank a lot of tequila. We swam in the Caribbean in our underpants. We really had a great time. And then I came home, and I had this benign nothing removed, and went for my post-op and was informed by the doctor at that time that I had cancer. And as he proceeded to draw my little cancer cells, my head went, how does this happen? So I'm guessing that everybody in this room, this is where my mother does this, everybody in this room likes boobs. I'd like to thank my friend Patty, because she's saving a rack today. If you have a lump, please don't ignore it. Ask for a surgical consult. They really like to cut them out. It'll save your life. So, 7 months of chemo, 7 surgeries. This time last year, I was one boobed. This is where my mother does this again. One boobed, bald, no eyebrows, no eyelashes. And today I am so far clean and healthy. I go Monday to find out for sure how I'm doing, but it's wonderful to be here. Yeah. Let's talk about Aflac. By the way, can I have that? I really, really need that duck. That is awesome. Okay, so I started out with the accident policy and short-term disability policy, and I had those for a few years, and thank God I upgraded to a cancer policy. Deb just asked me right before I came up here, how much has Aflac paid you? I truly don't know. I can tell you that my disability policy alone last year paid me $24,000. I'm waiting for a check for about $3,600 for my Christmas boobs. You guys pay for everything. You pay for hair, wigs, prosthesis, hats. Oh, hats. Did I mention hats? Do you guys remember my hat story? As my hair fell out and everything, I could buy hats, and I'm an internet shopper, and the UPS man was my boyfriend during chemo. He would bring me, oh, hats, I got new hats. And I have a friend who was recently diagnosed, re-diagnosed with a relapse, and yesterday we had a hat and wig party, so I paid it forward. She got all the hats and the wigs so that you guys paid for. So I had the luxury of wallowing in it, celebrating it, spoiling my friends and family with Aflac money at Christmas. You guys made finances irrelevant, and so that I could focus on what was important. And now that the hard part's behind me, what's important stayed important. Money was a non-issue because of Aflac. I don't know, a lot of people don't understand what Aflac is. When I tell them how Aflac pays, they're like, what do you mean, your insurance? I don't know, I have insurance. My insurance paid for my boot job. Aflac paid me because I had to have one. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. So I've learned to live with gratitude. I've realized how many people love me. I have an army of people, and I have gone from being a pretty fearful person to a pretty fearless one. So I want you to enjoy this. I'm going to have to prompt this, and this is what I did when I finished cancer treatment. And check out the lyrics too. Feel free to sing along.
My best friend gave me the best advice. He said each day's a gift and not a gift.
That was in defiance of death. And there are no perfectly good airplanes, are there, Patty?
No.
Just, you want to be the one with the parachute. Aflac paid for that too, by the way. I didn't spend my money wisely. I didn't. I blew it on hats and skydiving. So I just figured out how I'm going to end this today. And then it just left my brain, because that's what it does. When I was told I had to have chemo, I had the Chemo for Dummies class before my first chemo, and I went to the clinic, and they tell you every possible horrible side effect you can have, and it's very frightening. And then I went to chemo, and by the time I was done with chemo, I called it the Chemo Bar and Grill. It was a party. I don't know if it was a party before I had chemo, but by the time I was done with chemo, that place was rocking. And I realized that what's in here is always worse than what it really is. And my very first thought when you saw me go out of the plane was, I wasn't even close when I imagined what this would feel like. It's not like standing on a table or a rooftop or a ladder or jumping off a roller coaster or anything. You never feel like you're falling. You land on your tippy toes. It is incredible. And if I let my fear stop me, I wouldn't even know that. So be fearless. Take care of yourself. Believe in what you do. I cannot tell you how special it is what you guys offer. It is more than sales. I'm in sales, by the way. I work in the car business. That's a whole nother story, right? Sometimes we get blanketed with the selling, sales. I hate that. I offer things that benefit people, and I believe that, and that's why I'm good at sales, and it's real important that all of you don't lose sight of that. She didn't sell me. She presented it, offered it, I believed in it, and then I benefited from it, and now she gets to tell other people about me. So believe in what you guys do. It's awesome. And can I have that duck?
Thank you.